Hello and welcome to Anno 1800. I've really wanted to get into the Anno series for quite some time, so when Ubisoft recently reached out to invite me to work with them on a sponsored video, I of course could not turn them down. So thanks to Ubisoft for providing me with access to this game. Ubisoft recently released Anno 1800 Console Edition, which is now available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Not only that, the game is currently on sale, and you can even try Anno 1800 for free through March 23rd on console and PC by clicking the first link at the top of the video description. So if by chance you're new around here, my name is JC the Beard, and I am a passionate city builder game enthusiast. Today we'll be giving Anno 1800 the full, authentic, unedited rundown like we do with any other game on this channel, and I'll be offering some helpful tips for newcomers to the game that I learned by playing the game for the first time myself. So let's go ahead and get started. I've actually already been digging around a little bit by playing some of the game's campaign, which is a whole lot of fun, but today we're going to be starting a brand new game in sandbox mode and explore the world of Anno 1800 freely. So first off, we're going to hit more guidance so I can have a little bit more reminder of what you guys might need to know. Very helpful tips that show up from some of the characters in the campaign, actually. You'll see them again if you end up playing that yourself. And let's go ahead and choose a portrait. So of course, channel name like JC the Beard requires that our guy that we have in the corner of the screen the whole game actually has a pretty epic beard. And there is this guy right here who's actually a character in the campaign that ends up doing stuff with your expeditions. He's got a pretty majestic beard, so we'll go with him. And of course, we're going to need a logo befitting of a sea captain of his stature. Looks pretty good. Already my favorite shade of blue selected as color, so that's all good to go. And we'll go ahead and hit the dice here to find ourselves a nice randomized name here. I kind of like this one. Sounds good. We've got, of course, additional content available all turned on. Got a couple of bonuses here. Leave those enabled. And we're going to hit normal difficulty because, of course, I am still pretty new at the game despite having played through a little less than half the campaign at this point. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll see you on the other side of the loading screen. Alright, so here we are at the very beginning of a brand new sandbox game in the settlement of Remedi, I guess we'll call it today. So the game starts you off with a small trading post to begin with and a flagship. And so what you end up doing in this game is, like a lot of other similar games, you have different areas you can settle, explore around, find natural resources, and different parts of the map, other islands and other players, AI controlled in this case, although multiplayer is also available. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take our flagship and we're going to set them out to go to the corner of the map with a patrol route here. And we'll just head on over here and see, actually, okay, we'll just go right there. Set them that. Should be good to go. Now we have right here our starting area. We have a couple of natural resources to take advantage of here. We can't get to oil until much later in the game, and probably not even in this video, although if you want to see more, we might end up doing a couple more videos on this. But if we come around here, on the back side of this mountain here, we do have some coal. There's some clay over here. And we're also going to be wanting to look for iron later on. Which, okay, that's more coal. There should be some iron here as well. If we go far enough around, yeah, there's iron. There's iron over here. There's more coal, more iron, and then there's another little thing of clay over there. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll get ourselves all started out right here by building ourselves a little bit of a road and our first settlement. So of course, you're going to have in this game a market for people to buy and sell goods that are living on your island. Of course, your trading post. Oh, hello. We've already met another player.
I am curious about your otherworldly customs.
So we'll probably be dealing with her quite a bit if we've already met her. I've met at least 3 so far in the campaign mode. We'll probably come across them as well, but this is the beginning of her settlement right here that we can see. So you can see she's got like a different market. She's got houses set up here, all sorts of natural resources. She's got a lot of oil. That'll be useful later. At any rate, as our ship continues right here, just going back and forth around here, I'm sure we'll meet some other people. And of course, you get little tooltips coming up from everyone else. So let's go ahead and get back to work on what we have going here. We're going to go ahead and set out a road, kind of this general direction. Going to go ahead and get a market set up. Figure out where exactly we want to have everything based around. Although eventually we're going to be going pretty much all over this entire island and getting all of the resources we can. So I'll probably pick a spot kind of close to some trees because lumber is a very important early game resource. Plop that market down there. We'll set up some residences. The game has a tiered population system, which we'll get into in a little bit.
You reached a new milestone.
But for right now, we'll go ahead and put out, I think, 8 of these farmer houses should do the trick. And of course, connect everything up with some roads. Very, very easy to do here. The game will actually kind of path around obstacles when you're drawing these in. So we'll just go ahead and put in those 8. And of course, go ahead and get some wood cutting going on with a lumberjack hut. It actually gives you a radius here for the area that it's going to set up camp and cut and replant trees in. So as long as this is in the 100% range, you see we move it into obstacles here. It'll have a decreased area of effect and decreased efficiency. So we're going to want to keep that as close to 100% as we can, which we can by just sticking right here. And I can even have this road go straight into it, which will be extremely efficient right there. We'll leave this good to go there.
What brings you here, Master?
So the lumberjack hut is going to be populated by farmer tier workers, which are everyone living in these houses here. And once you gather wood from the lumberjack hut, you have to turn it into timber by going to a sawmill, which is another building you can build. It doesn't have to be in the same range as the lumberjack area or anything. It just has to be somewhere in town, although the closer your buildings are to each other, the more efficient everything's going to be. So we'll go ahead and just stick it right outside of this area of effect for the lumberjacks so they don't have to worry about losing any of their space. And they'll get to work on the sawmill just as soon as they have stuff supplied to them. In fact, you can see right here, these guys are carrying some logs up here to the sawmill, and they'll convert that up into timber for us to use in construction projects and expansion later on. So now we have, looks like 14 extra farmers that aren't currently working. We've taken up 15 jobs from here. Every single building will tell you exactly how many workers it requires to operate. Lumberjack's hut is 5, and the sawmill is 10. Well, there's nowhere to take it because we haven't built a warehouse yet. So that was actually the first thing we should have done after building this, but I really wanted to make sure we had sawmills going. So we'll stick it right next to the market. Everything is actually connected here. So once this is fully up and running, we'll be able to click on stuff and see the actual area of effect for the warehouse by the roads changing colors and everything. So go ahead and just give them a nice road around the outside. And you might notice if you've been paying attention that right here, our balance of money is trending downward because we don't have any income beyond people living in the houses. So that's actually how the game generates money, is based on your population and other bonus factors. So in order to make more money, you have to have more workers and more farmers in different tiers of your population. So we're going to go ahead and keep adding some more early just to make sure that we're going to be all good to go. Add a few more houses here. Again, making sure not to build in the area of the lumberjacks because they kind of need access to all of that to make sure they're efficient. So now we're beginning to store stuff in our small warehouse, and we're going to be able to give these guys a little bit more access to stuff as we go on and have more farmers. So once we get to 50, of course, we're going to unlock some other productions. So we'll go ahead and keep adding a few more farmers here. Connect them up with some roads. And then there we go. And just like I said, new buildings unlocked. So now we have access to fisheries, which we can build right down here on the dock. The game actually will only let you put it in specific locations.
You'll have to supply them with the necessary, starting with fish.
Well, thank you very much for reminding me of that. So it has to connect to the sea, and it has to connect to different dock buildings. So you have a couple different options to do with this. Of course, we can't do too many of them right now because we are still early game. but we'll go ahead and start. This is about as far as it's going to let us go back here. So we'll put our fishery back there, connect it up with a road, and then just run this along the backside.
Thank you.
Rare for promises to be kept. I don't know about that one. We just met each other. Don't deride me just yet. But you can see we got fishermen coming out into the water to take care of their stuff. And this building is taking 25 farmers. But because I'm not going to say we overbuilt, but because we prepared adequately, we have a surplus. So we can keep adding additional fisheries, or we can keep adding other things. I think we're going to go ahead and start a little bit more in the way of wood cutting by putting in right around here, probably another wood cutter here. There we go. Of course, we're not going to get to coal for a little while longer, but we want to make sure we keep this open nonetheless, and there is plenty of room around here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second sawmill, which we can actually put right next to here. Again, not inside of this specific area, but I will put that right there just so they have access to all of that. And there we go. So, again, we have a pretty substantial deficit at the moment because of all of our building maintenance, but that's going to change as soon as we add some more farmers in and get into other things in the game. So, of course, the next couple things are going to be locked behind population gaps, and we're not that far behind. We have 95 out of 100. We could wait a little bit longer for some of these to get closer to their next level. We'll get into that in a second when we unlock the next tier of citizens, but we'll go ahead and give them a little bit more of a chance by putting in some more of these houses here. All right, so now we have a new status. We're a village, and we have all sorts of new stuff unlocked. Helpful tips about moving stuff. We'll get into that a little bit later. Not really concerned about that at the exact moment, but now we have these new production chains unlocked. So just like we had with our timber, with our lumberjack's hut and our sawmills, we have access to schnapps and work clothes. So all of these things that we're producing in the farmer's tier are necessary for the fulfillment and the well-being of the farmer class. So actually, if you open this up, I should have done this earlier, but now you can see these guys want work clothes. It's a basic need, and the more the basic needs you fulfill, the higher this little completion circle gets. And once this gets all the way to the top, you'll have 10 population in it, and then you'll be able to upgrade these guys to workers, which have an entirely different tech tree for different items that benefit them and allow you to go to the next tech tree and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right to work on our next tech tree, which is not going to be schnapps because that's a luxury item.
So I says, keep your feet in.
All right. Well, thank you for telling us about your bunions, but we'll go ahead and get on to work clothes. So the production chain for this is pretty simple. You have a sheep farm, which is going to produce wool, and then the wool can be produced into framework knitters, according to the game. That's what they call these work clothes. So we'll go ahead and put out our sheep farm, find a nice spot that's not too covered in trees, which realistically is probably going to be right here. So we placed our sheep farm down, but in order to get stuff out of it, we actually have to have these auxiliary buildings. For the sheep farm, it's a sheepfold, a pasture. We're going to work on it, my man.
I see trouble. Make sure their misery doesn't become a problem.
So he's just reminding us that our people are not very happy. We're working on it. That's exactly why we're building all of these things here. So we have our sheep farm with its 3 pastures all set, ready to go. It's going to take 10 farmers to work on it, and they are presently working on it. And then, of course, they're going to have to take that wool and spin it into clothing. And here we go with another tip. Happiness is impacted by many factors. For example, access to luxury goods, which is part of the thing that we're working on right now. So we have this spot right here. Seems like a good enough place to put our framework knitters, which is taking 50 farmers to produce everything. So we'll go ahead and give the game a little bit of a speed boost, get things going. And of course, now they want us to make some schnapps as a luxury good. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to make sure we have this production chain all up and running. We have other things we'll get to in just a moment as well. Early game is a little chaotic sometimes if you don't know exactly what's going on, but it's simple enough to where you can have a pretty reasonably thriving settlement within not too long of a period of time. So our sheep farm is producing wool, and our framework knitters are producing the clothing, and we can actually go in and see once they actually come in and start producing them, this little progress bar will continue to go to the right, and when it's all the way full, it'll turn green, which means it's completely satisfied, and these unhappy farmers will become content farmers. So we'll give them a little bit more of a chance of success here by putting in a second farm. Plus, we're going to need them eventually anyway. So one thing I should mention is, just like the lumberjacks over here, the sheep farm has a radius in which you have to put all of its connected buildings. So they can be pretty much anywhere in there, and they can even be slightly outside as long as the majority of that item is inside of it. So we'll see a bit later once we unlock some other production buildings how that can be advantageous. But for right now, everything is looking just fine. Our people are unhappy because they don't have luxury goods, so we're going to fix that with our schnapps production chain, which begins with potatoes. And just like the sheep farm, the potato farm is a building you put down, and then you have modular access to its good, which is potatoes, through fields. So each of these 72 maximum squares can be placed individually, or they can be dragged and dropped.
Only be farmed if there are enough fields.
Yeah, we're planting fields, thank you. So if we go ahead and put out this right here, this is only 27 squares. So we actually have the opportunity to go ahead and place a few more, which we'll go ahead and do right here. Just drag out a little bit more this way. We're at 68 out of 72. And then I think we'll go ahead and just put those other ones right there on the end. But now it is the maximum amount of potato fields, and they're producing. It's taken 20 farmers, and we should start to see some happy farmers as soon as we have a schnapps distillery, which we can place pretty much, again, anywhere on the map. I'm going to stick it right up here next to our framework knitters because that's already a block of land that is pretty well separated there. So now that is looking nice. And we should start to see benefits of that as soon as they start bringing stuff in. But they say, hey, we're missing goods. Okay, so what are you missing? You're missing potatoes because they're currently growing them. After a short period of time right here, our potatoes will start to be delivered, and they'll be able to make some schnapps. But of course, it does take a little bit of time to get everything set up, ready to go. Too many transporters, loading delayed. Well, I guess that means we just need to have another warehouse. So we'll go ahead and put one in. But let's see, somewhere down here, probably closer to the docks, might be a smart idea. So let's go ahead and maybe right about here, we'll connect this up with a road, go around our potatoes, and there we go. So now, yes, I know, soon everything will be just fine. We'll be A-okay. All right, and other ways that we can help with happiness, stuff like, for example, pubs. See this green, how the roads turn into this different color? That is the radius of effectiveness for this building. So currently, because we're still small, this is plenty of room. We're going to go ahead, and I think we're probably going to be expanding more this way than this way. So I'm going to put this up right here, and they're all good to go. There we go. Now they're happy. And we have a little bit of a bonus there in city attractiveness, as long as they're not unhappy.
Now is the time to advance by settling the first workers.
Okay, so now Hannah's letting us know that we have the opportunity to upgrade some of these houses. So she says, once your farmers' needs are completely satisfied, you'll be able to promote them to workers. Select a residence that is ready and activate upgrade in its menu to renovate the building. So, no, right click. Let's do...
Oh, we're in a good spot.
Yes, you are in a good spot, and you're about to be workers. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this block right here.
A new milestone.
The age of industrialization. These guys right here are now workers, and they have, as you can see, all these different tech trees we haven't started yet to keep them happy. And now we have to start working on those.
Honest work, that's all we ask.
And some sausage and bread and soap and school. So we'll go ahead and go back down to regular speed so we don't get overwhelmed real quick. So now you can see we have insufficient workforce. Well, thank you. We have insufficient workforce because we built a lot of buildings, and we also upgraded these guys to workers. So they're actually separate worker pools. As you can see, well, I use workers to refer to the population in general. These guys are actually called workers in the game. So now we have 40 in the worker workforce, and we lost 40 from the farmer workforce because we upgraded them. So now we have to build more farmers so they can take care of all the farms and make sure that these guys have jobs. So before we go too much further, we'll go ahead and put a few more of these farmer houses down. Oh, there we go. Keep everything all connected up nicely there. And as those grow up, then they'll have access to more stuff. I think, yeah, we'll put a couple more houses right there to finish that off nicely. So now these guys should stop complaining about not having workers for too long. And we have to build stuff for these actual workers to do. So they, again, have entirely new sets of jobs they can do. We have bricks, we have sausages, they've got trade unions, which we'll get into in a little bit. And then right now we also have harbors we can work on. And we also need to keep an eye on our balance here. It's still net negative very, very slightly. So we're going to want to make sure we don't build too much without adding more actual workers to offset that. So we'll go ahead. Seems like we're still kind of low on farmers, so we're going to go ahead and put in some more of them over here. Create a new couple of blocks of farmer housing. And then we'll let them do what they need to do. Should be all good. Make sure that's all connected. All right. Looking nice. Those will continue to grow, and we'll continue to get underway with other stuff. Now, we're not really close to any clay deposits. We have to go kind of around the mountain here, which we will do in just a second. So let's go ahead and start out with our sausages, which of course come from pigs. So we're going to need a pig farm. And just like the sheep farm, the pig farm is a building that has to be placed and has a radius in which you can put other stuff. So we'll go ahead and put it right here. Click on our pig farm. We have 5 pigsties we can place. And those are 2x3 little blocks that we can put in just like so. And we'll rotate these two. And that fits very nicely and efficiently right there. And these guys are ready to go. Except now we've already used 30 farmer workforce that we don't have. Because again, even though this is a need for the workers, it's actually run by farmers because, well, it's a pig farm. So what do you expect? We're going to need to go ahead and put in some more worker houses, I think. We'll go ahead and do that right here. Put some more roads in. All good to go. We might need a few more. In fact, let's go ahead and get ahead of things by popping in another set of 4 and getting roads around a match. And then that should get us about back to neutral and maybe a little bit higher. So now the pig farm is all good to go. It'll get some upgrades as time goes on. And we'll have to have a slaughterhouse to prepare the pigs for making sausage and all of that good stuff. So if it's in range of your pig farm, you'll see that little check mark appear. So we'll go ahead. Again, we don't want to intrude on our loggers. So I'm going to put this right outside that. Once this is able to be built, it isn't currently yet because we don't have enough bricks. So we're going to have to go ahead and make our way over here to our clay deposit. Go ahead and rotate the camera so we can see a little bit better. Come over here to our bricks production chain, and as expected, a clay pit is the very first item to get our clay. Plop that down there, come back to our dirt road, and then we'll go ahead and, I think, yes, clay will be processed into bricks at a factory. Thank you very much for that information. We'll come over here and set that up like so with a road. They're going to need storage on hand, which we'll put right there. And then, of course, we'll have to have brick factories. And you can pay attention to the output of these things because
Hide the bottle. It's the boss.
they've got commentary that they have every time you click on them, depending on how their stuff is doing. But it's going to go ahead and produce clay, and we'll have to turn it into bricks. And each of these clay pits can support 2 factories is what I've learned. So, oh, I have that just a little bit too close. So we're actually going to go ahead and move this. We can right click, and we have a bunch of different quick tools available to us. Demolish, copy, upgrade buildings, and relocate. So I'm going to click right here, and we're going to relocate this 1 slot to the left. So we have room for all that, and we'll put a second factory right next door. So now we have 2 brick factories and a clay pit, but they don't have enough workers. So what we're going to have to do is prepare an area of housing. It doesn't have to be right next to stuff, but I like to keep it that way. So we'll go ahead and build our farmer residences right here. And we'll have to upgrade those guys when we have the resources to do so. And these buildings haven't been built yet because we don't have enough wood, don't have enough timber, to be absolutely correct. We'll go ahead and let them generate a little bit of that over here, and it'll get brought over here, and we can build our farmer residences, as well as a marketplace, which we'll put, probably should go on this side, because we'll probably be expanding a little bit more this way, as well as over here toward the coal mines. So we'll stick that right there. Again, can't be built yet because we don't have enough timber, but it's very quickly coming up on that. In fact, we just got 10 right here, so we'll go ahead and build our marketplace, which will supply our farmers
Best of what we have.
with everything that they need. And once they have everything they need, their population can go all the way up to 10. We can upgrade them to workers, and then we'll have workers for these buildings. And we'll need quite a few of them, so we'll go ahead and lay out some more of these farmer houses in advance. And as those become available to upgrade, we will be taking advantage of that. This is where the game starts to get to the point where you can kind of multitask and let things develop very slowly over time and see what else you can take care of. So now you see this star right here. This is actually a quest that the residents can give us, and sometimes you can give us some useful items and bonuses. So
Please, couldn't muck me out, could you?
She's going to ask us to do something. Let's find out what she wants.
Fancy making hay while the sun shines, master?
So we need to collect her husband. So what it's going to do is it's going to give us the opportunity to, okay, well, it already says it's pick up quest object, but sometimes you'll have these quests around town to find somebody's husband or their family or different workers, or to find an item. So we'll go ahead and pick up the quest object.
We'll gather and toast your elf.
And then she's given us chemical fertilizer, which we can equip in the trade union, which we'll build in a little bit. You can build trade unions to different areas of industry, and they'll have different bonuses you can apply, and everything will get a little bit of a nice boost with the more stuff you do. So we have enough wood to build some more houses. So let's go ahead and finish those, get those all built up. And now these guys theoretically have everything they need to upgrade. They just have to get there, and we have to get more people in, because you can see we have a pretty severe deficit of workers here. So the sooner these guys can get upgraded, the better. And they're on their way up to, I believe, yeah, we might actually get to 10 without having to do anything else. But just in case, let's come back out here to the sea. And I think we have enough people in here now to go ahead and put in a second fishery, which we can put right next to the first one, although it does still have to touch the water, so it's going to be offset just a tiny bit. Put that right there. Link it up to a road. And now, good to go with some more fish income, and that should help everyone else. Now, what do these guys want?
Far be it from us to make the foreman work.
So he's going to give us an item,
Grease the wheels, governor.
which can be equipped in a trade union. So what we'll go ahead and do,
All love is all we ever wanted.
and a little love you will receive. Let's go ahead and build our trade
I have
union.
discovered some inefficiencies
Yes.
we ought to address.
The other guy beat you to it, but thank you very much for that. We'll go ahead and place this guy right here, kind of behind the trade pit, but we want to be able to make sure we have both of these buildings in as well. So let's stick that, let's say right about here. Connect it up with a road. And of course, once this has 25 of these timber items, we'll be able to construct that. And then we can equip our drill in there. Let's go ahead and give them a little bit of a time boost here. Get up to 25 in no time at all.
Shortage.
Yes, we are addressing it. We'll get there. So these guys are not quite at the point where they can be upgraded yet. We might have to build another supply chain for work clothes. Ah, so this is a really fun part of the game, because I went to school for journalism. So I always like it when games incorporate elements of this kind of thing.
To meet our patron is utterly humbling. If there is anything I can do, anything really, imagine it, and we can do it.
So it's funny he says that because one of the key elements of this game is manipulating the news. So right now everything's looking pretty good. Of course, we have a factory worker shortfall, which they're reporting on, which is a little bit negative, but I'm not going to edit anything just yet. But I did want to let you guys know that you do have the opportunity to make a little bit of fake news, and that can be used to your advantage, just like in the real world.
Self-editing on paper.
So you have the opportunity to do distractions, hypnosis, or consumerism, and each of those have a different effect. Of course, distraction can be used to, say, for example, if we wanted to do this.
Publishing house?
This guy has funny reactions.
In your publishing house.
Anyway, we're not going to do that right now. Maybe a little bit later in the game that could be advantageous. But you can replace these if there's something, for example, that's really negative. Then, you know, a little bit of editing can go a long way. But we're not going to mess with that. We're going to respect the free press, and we're just going to hit publish right here.
Uncompromising journalism.
Yes, that's what I personally stand for. Although in the game, it could be a different story.
To spread good and truthful news.
And she really likes it when you publish truthful news. So if you ever publish fake stuff, she'll actually reprimand you for it, which is kind of hilarious. At any rate, these guys can now be upgraded to workers. So we'll go ahead and hit that button. And then we get this guy again. And are anyone else available? It doesn't look like it. But now we have these guys working right here. We can actually click this button down here for upgrade. And it will tell us what's available to upgrade. So we can hit that right there. Right there. These four, and then as other things become available, that's an easy way to just do it on the fly if you don't want to click each individual building. Like, look at all these guys. But I'm going to leave these guys right here, mostly farmers, because that's what this area is mostly producing. You don't really have to do it that way, but I like to keep things organized to where I can understand what's going on. So we'll get out of that tool. And we'll come back over here. We're almost at 25 timber here. Go ahead and give them a little bit more of a boost. And then as soon as we get up to 25 timber, we're going to build our trade union, and we'll place our special item in there. There we go. So now we can equip items. And right here we have our drill, and then we also...
I didn't think it possible.
We have another item socket. We can put in chemical fertilizer, but there's no crop farms in the radius of this, so we're not going to put this in this one. We can build it in a different trade union if we wanted to put one over here where we have more farms. So,
Workforce shortage.
yes, we're going to work on that. Continue. Let's go ahead and put down to regular speed. We have our potato farm. We have a pig farm. We could put easily another farm right here. So, I'm going to go ahead and put in a trade union down here. We'll let that get built when we have access to everything. And then we'll put in, say, another schnapps factory area by putting in a potato farm. And some more potato fields. Can we get to 72 this way? Yep, looks good. And then I believe a distillery will fit perfectly right here. And it does. All right, so that should boost our production of all of that fun stuff. And we still can't build the slaughterhouse because we don't have enough bricks. We almost have enough bricks. Now we have 5. Pop that guy up. And we'll have 25 timber before too long. We'll leave that alone for right now. Make sure our supply chain is looking nice, and it is. And they still don't have enough workforce. So let's come back here to our upgrade tool, and these guys can be upgraded. And now our deficit is only 30 for our worker workforce. When these guys get converted into workers, that should tip the balance in their favor. Yeah, see, now we're getting insufficient workforce warnings. We just have to make sure these guys are all happy. And they are on their way to upgrading. So these people, 9 upgrading to 10 should happen very, very shortly here. As well as their... Oh, all of these now, actually. Yep, and this guy's ready to go. And of course, you can also individually click on these once they're ready to upgrade as soon as they get there. But they're not there quite yet. I should also mention, if you haven't noticed already, each of these houses have different population capacities. Right? So this one can only hold up to 9, but a worker can hold up to 25 is how far up that'll go. 45 is the... oh, no, 45 is the maximum, isn't it? So why... No, that's what it was. 45 is when it goes up to the artisans, I believe. Could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if you know. But I've only gotten to artisans in the campaign playthrough that I've done very, very recently, so I'm not entirely sure how that works. At any rate, we're still only a -10 deficit here, and we can upgrade these guys as soon as we have a 4 temper, that is. So let's go ahead and speed up just a little bit. There we go. We can upgrade this house.
A new milestone.
And now we are a port town. All right, so now we have a surplus in workers and farmers, which is cool. But there's a lot of stuff we still have to take care of because these guys don't have access to any bread. They don't have access to any soap or schooling.
Competitor raised a settlement.
Oh, well, good for them. We are just now beginning to have sausages exported. We're probably going to have more of those in just a moment. But there's one thing we've been neglecting, and that's firefighting, which if you aren't prepared for it will absolutely eviscerate you. So we'll go ahead and put in a fire station, find a good spot that's relatively accessible for, well, everywhere else. Put that one right there. We're going to put another one over on this side as well. Will fit perfectly, pretty much right there. Keep everybody safe and sound in the event of fires and all that stuff. So let's check out, where's our flagships over here? Let's come over to the other side of the map, send them to the corner, and see what else they might find. This is, of course, how you can meet other people. Each of these maps is going to have other players. They're also going to have a jailer who you can purchase. I guess you can bail people out of jail that might have specialists skills that you could take advantage of. And there's also a representative of the crown who will give you quests. And you can also sell ships and stuff too. So let's come back here to our little quaint port town. And we have the opportunity to build a little bit more in the way of our harbor now. We can build a shipyard. We can build depots, which is just a warehouse you can put on the water. Harbor Master's office, which is a building similar to a trade union that can hold different items to boost your production there. You can also build defenses. I haven't gotten into any combat yet. We probably won't in this episode, but there is a lot of different stuff you can do with regard to that we can unlock later. Let's go ahead for right now. Build ourselves a depot. Just find a good spot for storage. Probably right next to the trading post would be smart. And goods that you are trading or importing, exporting, or just want to make available for that purpose can be stored here. And one of the things this game does that is really cool is it'll allow you to select different skins for buildings. So you have this one for a depot that's kind of like an open key where you have different stuff stored in plain sight. Or you have this one that's these nice, neat buildings. Keep everything out of sight, out of mind, and make your wharf look a little bit more built up and developed. So I think for right now, we'll just select that one. And we'll leave that alone for now. Now that music indicates something is burning, and it sure is. And since we have a fire station, our fire brigade can come in here and put out these fires before it becomes something serious. So you'll see them go around, spray their water on stuff, and make their way into different spots here. So we can actually tell them where to go here.
Fire runs wild.
Yes, I know, we're working on it.
Just as it appears in my nightmares.
So they'll take their time going around, and see, now we have 2 units working on this. They should have it under control
Make more
relatively.
out of mountains.
Yeah, there you go.
Shake your booty out of Angry Annie's waters.
Oh,
or she'll blow
this
a hole in
woman.
your mizzen.
She's fun.
I am a humble servant of Her Majesty.
And this is the guy, Sir Archibald Blake.
Oh dear, lost your flagship. Well, I
She
see
killed my
I
ship?
muzzle up.
Did she actually kill my ship? Wow.
A ship was destroyed.
Well, that wasn't very nice. Yeah, so she is the pirate queen. I guess she killed all of our guys on the flagship. That is a huge shame. Now we can also buy
For croquet?
croquet. Okay, well, I'm going to buy the ship anyway because, one, I don't have a ship.
Flagship at your service.
Magnificent. Yes. She sure is. So I want to get my stuff back off of this ship because my flagship had some other stuff that I could make use of. Wow, look at all the clay deposits on this island.
Will you bring order to the scattered cosmos?
Okay, so she wants me to deliver something. This is another way to make money in the game. We'll go ahead and regular speed. You can do quests for different people. So you can go ahead and accept
Chill
hers.
already thaws.
So she's actually made her way over to our harbor here. And she wants us to pick up something. And I believe this quest, we just have to take it over to Mr. Archibald Blake. So we need to take our flagship and come back to our harbor
Coordinates plotted.
and pick up poems from her. So we'll just stick the destination right inside that little sphere of influence there. And then once the ship is here, we'll be able to pick those up and take them off the other spot. Man, she really made me mad destroying my flagship like that. I guess I can't have my my little bits and pieces anymore, can I? So she's got ships that'll patrol around her area of the map, and you can get into fights with her, or you can well, pretty much that's it. Or you can trade with her, I guess, if you want. But I don't really ever like dealing with the pirates. Other players will try to get you to kill her ships and everything too. So that's all good fun there. But fortunately, we still have a net positive balance in terms of production. So we can actually take a little bit of time to build out some more stuff if we so choose. Like upgrading warehouses, which we now have the ability to do. This guy's fun.
Man, no shame in it. Wibbly, if you like.
I'm not going to call you
How
Wibbly.
it'll be in the fairy tales.
Anyway, let's upgrade this warehouse. It can hold more stuff and be a little bit more efficient. And we also have the ability right now to start doing some bread production, which we'll go ahead and do closer to here where most of our farmers are. And we'll stick in a grain farm just right here. Oh, this one needs to be upgraded, but I can't yet. Is that because I don't have enough bricks? Probably.
What brings you here, master?
I need to plant some grain for you. That's what brings me here. So let's see, have 144 modules we can do. Can I, right here, is that actually perfect size for that? Cool. All right, so that's looking nice. And now they'll be able to grow some grain. Then we'll have to turn it in the flour mill into flour and then eventually into bread at the bakery. The bakery is a building.
Careful.
Yes, I am ready to pick up the cargo. The bakery is a building that has to be staffed by workers and everything else can be farmers, I believe. So now we have
Ship ready for orders.
her collection of poems and we have to take it to Sir Archibald's lighthouse, which we will go ahead and do
Sails.
right there. And our ship will sail all the way over there. And a fun fact about this, I don't think I can get it to actually follow the ship in real time, but you can actually change what this looks like. So you can turn it from right now, looks just like a regular steamship with sails that might have a propeller, but you can give it little side wheels, which is fun. Very authentic Victorian era kind of touch there. I thought that was cool. So we'll change our flagship over to that, and we'll let them do what they need to do. So, right, back to our grain farm over here. Make sure that they are all set to go with a flour mill and then a bakery right next to each other. And of course, these require bricks that we just recently have been able to make here. This building, again, operated by farmers. This building, once it's built, will be operated by workers. So we're going to need to convert at least one of these houses. Well, we don't need to. I just like to do it this way. Convert one of them over to a worker residence, which
Sweet
I
as a
believe
spring meadow.
this is actually a little far from the market, so this house might not be best for it. But any of these up in the center near the market are probably a good spot for it. Now they're saying they're missing goods
You know
because
something first.
they don't have the grains because it hasn't been harvested yet, but they will have access to it. It won't be that big of an issue for very long. What are we waiting on here? We're still waiting on bricks. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn on speed mode here and see if we can't get some more bricks before too long. We should be producing. Yes, so now we can go ahead and hit check there.
Sweet rain
And
after the long drought.
we get some money from her for delivering her poems.
Do you call it altruism?
And then she wants to give us a gift, so thank you for that. Appreciated. These guys seem to be doing fine over here. We already upgraded the warehouse. Brick factory's looking good. We're just losing a little bit of money. Okay, so she wants to trade. We'll go ahead and accept trade rights.
A new style poem of shared prosperity.
And that gives us some reputation points with her. And now we'll see her ships come into our harbor.
My lucky island.
And this guy wants to ask for permission to settle on this island. So let's go check out... Well, we haven't even found it yet, so I don't care.
I don't need the
Go right ahead.
telling me whose islands to settle.
All right, so there you go, dude. Knock yourself out. Go have fun. All right, so we have a deficit, and he wants us to check out some more newspaper stuff. So now this is all negative. Yeah, so our diplomatic relations with the pirates, which shouldn't even be of anybody's concern, have deteriorated. So now it's going to be plus 75% riot chance. We don't have any police stations yet, so in the interest of preserving order, why don't we go ahead and distract them?
Change is absolutely marvelous.
It's what now? Thank you.
Yes.
So we're not going to completely censor stuff. We'll just do that.
Anything
That's
else?
fine.
Then I'll send it out.
Alternative facts. Well,
My mother is also inflexible if she senses rebellion.
yeah. See, I told you she didn't like when you did that. But we don't have any police stations yet, so we can't have riots coming out. That's a bad time. These guys are full of storage here. Let's go ahead and upgrade our warehouse. That should alleviate that for the time being. Trade union we still can't build because we don't have the bricks for it, but we're almost there. Almost there. We're going to go ahead and build this, and then we'll equip that item that allows us to boost output of different farms here. All right, give me my 5th one. There we go. All right, and of course, come back in here with our chemical fertilizer. There we go. That's boosting those guys, and we can actually plant more potatoes, which I don't know if this one's going to work because we don't have unimpeded access. So I actually want to try something real quick. We'll zoom back in. I'll get my my demolish tool, and I can demolish that piece of that one.
Nice day for it.
And then, oh, I love this. All right. So now this farm has all of this. And this farm is going to have all of that. We'll just leave it at 89 out of 90. It's fine. But that's that boost we got at the trade union, giving us the ability to have a slightly larger field and a boost of productivity. So that is a very advantageous thing to do. If you run across those items, always take advantage of it. All right, so this output storage is full. Yeah, so I guess we need to build more warehouses or a wharf. We can't really upgrade this yet because we don't have enough bricks for it. So I think that would mean we should probably come out and do another warehouse right here and let everybody put everything where it needs to go. All right, so now our bakery can be built. Let's go ahead and build that up. And then this guy is going to say, hey, we don't have enough workers. So let's go ahead and designate a couple of these houses for workers. Probably somewhere in the middle of town. We already had these set up as workers. Yeah. So let's do this block for workers. We're going to need them in a little bit. And now it says, oh, you don't have enough farmers. Well, we know how to fix that, don't we? Let's see. We're not in the range of everything else yet, are we? No. So I'm just going to put in 3 more of these right here. Then, let's see how far. Oh, we got room back here. Cool. So we can actually put some more farmer houses back here on the back side. Fits perfectly right there without getting into the way of our trees. There we go. Looking good. There's no warehouse in range of this guy, so we're going to go ahead and give them a little bit of a leg up on that by putting a warehouse pretty much right next door. Or can I put it here? That's probably better. That should easily be in range for them. And now the bakery should be making bread. Looks like everything is okay there. Go ahead and put in the road that way, and we'll put in some more farmers, because you know we're going to need them. we go. And that's what a lot of this game is just keeping up with demand for not only your resources, but also your population. And we're still in a net negative, so we really need to have more workers because workers pay more money than farmers. You know, it's fun. So we're actually making more money from our workers despite having fewer of them because, of course, the per unit income for a worker is much higher than a farmer, and then artisans above workers is the exact same way. All right, so now let's make sure. I think our marketplace is a little far for down here. So we have space to put another one. Just put that up there and make sure everyone is happy, good to go. Happiness is actually looking pretty nice. Now,
It's a surprise inspection.
we're making 125% productivity because we have that drill bonus, so that's nice, but we still don't really have enough. So I think we saw another clay deposit on this side of the island. Yeah, all the way over here, and that is quite a hike. I'm actually not sure we'll be able to really do too much without having to build all the way over here. But I think it should automatically build bridges, and it did. All right, so I'll go ahead and put that there, and then connect up with that road. Try to keep a minimum interference with our lumberjack's hut. But this is all the way out here. We're going to need some houses. We're going to need some help with everybody over here. So we'll go ahead and build ourselves a little outpost. Try to find a little free-ish spot. Put a market right there. Put some houses right next door. Put some roads in between. And then they're going to need storage, of course. So we'll put in, I think right here is probably okay. Yeah. Give them a little bit of a boost with the factories here. There we go. And now we'll have double the output of our bricks. I don't have another, unfortunately, bonus of the trade union, so I'm not going to build another one. But these guys,
Don't mind a bit.
hopefully, soon enough we'll have the ability to take care of all of their needs there. I wonder if we can put... Can I put fish here? Oh, I can. Ha 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 ha. We can have our whole separate thing going over here. I'd like to see that. So we'll have some fish there. They can go into that warehouse. This can actually upgrade. It was acting like it could upgrade, but we don't have enough upgrade costs. Let's build here. All right, so now we have more fish coming in. We don't have a production chain for the fish yet. I believe later on we get access to some of that. Let's see. Can anybody upgrade yet? No, doesn't look like it. But it's getting close. They just have to fill up these houses and we can upgrade them to workers and then they can work here. Although theoretically we don't have to. Ah, so now we have a bonus here. Sometimes we'll get these buildings unlocked and then we'll get a special edition of the newspaper to get a little bit of information about it. So this is Agribusiness to take the spotlight. Animal farms all around the world class silos as an essential. Using smart distribution systems, fodder is stocked and easily fed to livestock, turning grazing into a faster process. We can't wait to see what our farms can achieve with the help of silos. So now we can go into our different farms over here.
Busy, but I've a favor to ask.
Well, that's what I was about to do. So let's go ahead. Accept the quest to build a silo on a pig farm. So our pig farm's up here. So let's click on that. We have the option to build a silo, and then right here inside the range, just barely right here. So it doesn't fit. So what we're going to have to do is come in here with our potato farm and actually remove some of this. These 6 squares, I guess these 9 squares rather. And we'll go ahead and put in our silo right here because that's inside the range. And that's all good to go. And we'll balance that out by demolishing here and here. Make sure our potato farm can have access to everything it needs. That gets us to 89.
So lovely to meet you, dear.
This woman is fun.
But a word of advice. Always watch your back.
She can be a little bit of a pistol, I guess. But she likes certain stuff you can do. All right, let's see, 87, 88, 89, and 90 right there. So now all of our potato farms are up to full capacity there. We'll build that silo. And then the silo needs grain, which we are currently growing here. So as soon as they get grain into the silo, that quest will be complete. Probably would not hurt for us to put in another farm as well. Though this spot right here in the middle of the trade union probably would be smart, but we're going to have to be careful not to get too close to the coast because we're going to need that later on in the game. Now let's go ahead and put in a grain farm. I'll go, just say right here is probably okay. And we'll put in, I guess just all of this right here is probably fine. 48 out of 180. I'll leave space here for that to, actually no, the road's already there. I just need this one spot right there to not get covered up. That's fine. Plus that's to 116. I don't want to go too close to the shore. 150. Okay, actually this isn't bad right here. 167, we can come in on this corner. And I think I can get all the way... There we go, so there's our 180. And then our grain from here can end up going over to the silo whenever they get around to doing all of that. We'll just go ahead and put our road all the way out here. Yes, we're still at a deficit. We're going to fix that in just a little bit here. Because the game doesn't care how many workers you have that aren't working as long as you can supply them with goods and food. So we're just going to keep building more and more and more farmer residences. Because eventually those are all going to want to get upgraded anyway. Alright, so what's going on now? Is something on fire? We haven't found out yet. Oh no, something is on fire right here. But our fire station should be somewhere over here. Or did I not build one over here? No, they're over here. I just always forget. Oh well, they'll take care of that. Now we're waiting on wood. Oh, now the farm's on fire. That's not good. Alright. Let's mobilize a second squad.
Dry hail only stoke the blaze.
Yeah, let's hope they can get that extinguished quickly. Let's go ahead and speed up. Proper job. Alright, so they're all good to go.
You're flourishing.
Why, thank you, sir. Alright, so let's see. This is all good to go. Close that in. Grain farm operating as expected and operating as expected with the bonus. So that's good to see. Good, because this one's only 144. This one allows us to have 180, so we are doing quite well. We just need to get that negative number into a positive. We still have plenty of cash reserves, so we're fine. Let's see, can we go ahead? I think these are already all upgraded. What do these guys want?
Spare a thought for us?
Sure. Photography quest. What do you want us to take a picture of? You want to photograph the fighters. Where are they? So I guess we have to hunt for them now. It'll tell us, there'll be these little arrows that show up on the screen when we are in the correct area here. If I can find them. Alright, you're going to have to tell me where this guy is. Punch Club, huh? So why are we over here? I've done this before in the campaign, and they didn't stick me way off far away. Or is it just you guys standing here? Well, I don't know now. It's not going to let me take it because it's not in the correct spot, so maybe I'm just missing something. Where are they? Yeah, I don't see... Hello? Well, there's nothing here. Is that these guys fighting a bear or something? Like, what's going on, dude? I must have just missed something. I still don't see these guys. Alright, let's try that again. I really am not sure what they want me to take a picture of. Yeah, so, I don't think I really understand where they want me to go. Let's see. Fighting man can be found near a marketplace. Oh, okay, so it must have just been the camera being positioned kind of strangely. Okay, okay. So it just dumped me way off in the corner for some reason. Alright, here's marketplace. Fighters. I don't see guys actually fist fighting yet. But it also isn't letting me take a picture. Are they on the backside? I guess they're in here. If they'll take it, that's fine.
Not bad for a big boss.
So now we have an item. Millstone can affect cigar. Oh, we haven't gotten cigars yet. Flour mills, teff mills, and paper mills. Okay, so we'll hold on to that for later. I thought we weren't supposed to talk about this. Yes, the first rule of Punch Club is never talk about Punch Club. And never show a picture of guys punching it either, apparently. But that's fine. So now we have no quests. We have the opportunity to actually be building a whole lot more stuff than we're currently doing. We haven't built any pubs either. How did I get away with not building any pubs? I thought they would be kind of upset with me if I didn't have any pubs. Or did I already build one? No, I did. I built one over here. It was over here I hadn't built one yet. Okay. So we'll put that there. They can take advantage of that. All right. What I was going to get at was all of our shipbuilding stuff now. We can do sailing shipyard, build ourselves some ships we can then sell, which seems very, very tempting here. Of course, we don't have all the materials for it yet, but we will go ahead and get that all good to go. And then once we have that, we can build some more ships and we can sell them off for some extra cash. So even if we have a net negative cash flow, it doesn't matter so much as long as you're able to make that up with trade and selling different things. So we can upgrade this one, the trading post. There we go. Now it's a medium trading post, which of course comes with higher expenses, but it can also store more stuff. So now anytime one of the AI players comes into our town, they have all of these things they can choose to buy, or we could choose to export by going to somebody else if we wanted to. Now let's take a moment and do a little bit more work for our workers. They want soap as one of their needs.
I need something to blunt my rage on.
Like soap? I don't know about that one, buddy. But at any rate, we're not making any soap yet, which, if you're not aware, can be made from animal fat, which is exactly what the production chain in this game is based on. So we can take our pig farm that we already have, and we can use some of the product from actually slaughtering the pigs and make that into soap with a rendering works, which we can go ahead. Which one is this one? Slaughterhouse? Yeah, we'll just put that right next to the slaughterhouse. Connect it up nice, and then put a soap factory over here as well. Oh, actually, I made a boo-boo. I should not put that there because that's in the range of the forester guy. So we'll just move everything back over here. I think we'll just stick that there. This one needs... we need steel. We don't have any steel yet because we haven't done anything with our iron deposits that are on the other side of the map. They are over here, which is convenient because, hey, there's already clay. So we already have a settlement. Go ahead and put an iron mine here. We have a couple more there we're not going to worry about quite yet. Iron mines and charcoal kilns combine into a furnace. So we'll have to have charcoal kiln, which is going to grow and harvest trees for the purpose of burning to create charcoal, which is used in the production of steel by combining it with iron. So let's find ourselves a good spot for that. Probably in this general area is good enough. I don't think we're going to be worrying too much about space over here, but I will have this run all the way up to... Why did that go all the way around it? All right, that's fine. We'll need some storage. I guess we can just put that right there. That's already connected. So our iron mine is going to stick its stuff in this storage right here. Pollution is also a negative for the reputation of the city, which currently seems to be okay. But we're going to have to really put a lot of effort into culture and festivals moving forward into the next era. Once we get there, again, probably not something we can get to today, but we're going to do our very best to make sure that we're at least getting somewhere here. Now, I still can't upgrade these guys because they need some work clothes. So I think I mentioned something about that earlier, possibly being an issue if we didn't have enough production. Right now, we only have the one framework knitters. So I think we can go ahead and add another one somewhere else where that would make sense. But first, yeah, let's go ahead and put in another sheep farm or two. And they're going to want a silo as well, which we can put right there, and then a framework knitters right next door. Actually, I'm going to turn the silo sideways to give us a little bit more room for a framework knitter right here. Here we go. We don't need a road there, but I'll just put it there anyway to fill that out. So now we'll have that. I don't think... Oh, I could, if I really felt like it, I could put another sheep farm right here and take advantage of this trade union. But we're going to probably need that for more warehouses pretty soon anyway. So we will leave that alone. And then make sure we have everything else set. We have a considerable deficit right now, which is not ideal, but we'll get it fixed sooner rather than later if we can get our production up to snuff. So is there anyone we can upgrade? Doesn't seem like it because we needed so many work clothes. All right, so since we're so far behind, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this again over here. Yeah, because we definitely need to have a little bit more figured out over here. This has not been built, so let's go ahead and stick that in. Looking good. All right, I need another silo, which I will put... I think right here is probably fine. It works. At any rate, we now have our other framework knitters doing their thing, which means we should have these people very slowly become content, and then we'll be able to upgrade them into workers, which will really help all of our other production, especially as we go over across here, because these guys don't have anybody to work for them right now. We're very, very close. As soon as this gets all the way up, we should be able to upgrade these guys. In fact, we'll go ahead and put in some more in preparation for that. Make sure everyone's all good to go. Very close. It's just a slow process. So turn on that turbo speed. These guys should be just any moment now ready to go up. As soon as we see that little arrow pop up, we'll be good to go. In the meantime, this... we have another newspaper. Okay. So now we have 2 plus 5 happiness, 1 minus 5. I guess this is fine to just deal with this. Should be okay. But we're not in bankruptcy. We're just a negative cash flow, so I'm not worried about it. we need a fire station over here. We had not already built one, so we'll make sure that's all good to go.
Workforce shortage.
Yes, I know. We're working on it. These guys still aren't at the maximum, so maybe we need another one. I didn't think we were going to be that low on everything, but maybe I was wrong. Well, we have enough farmers to take care of it, so... Oh, I put a silo there. That's right. It just hasn't been built yet. Alright, so we can actually take advantage of that by putting another silo right next to it. Except it's not going to let me, is it? No, because that's not close enough. That's not close enough. Alright, well. That's unfortunate. Because now it's going to create a little bit of a problem over here. Oh, this is in the wrong spot. I could have just moved it. I guess I will put that right here. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. All right. Well, right there is fine too. You are waiting on wood, so we'll stick that there. We need additional lumber. Anybody up to upgrade yet? No? Okay. Yeah, we really need some more workers. And this is where you have to be very careful with this game, is it's very easy to get yourself kind of into a rut that's very hard to come back from if you are overspending in the wrong areas. So while we still have the chance, let's go ahead and get into building ships. The easiest ship to build is a schooner. All you need is 20 lumber and 20 10 sails, which we can build at a... Where is the... There it is. Sales production chain, which uses stuff from sheep farms, of which we have tons, and turns them into sails at, you guessed it, a building called the Sailmaker. So we'll put that right here on the dock, which of course is going to require bricks, which we're very close to getting to. And once that's built, we'll accrue some sails, and then we can start making ships and selling them to bolster our economy while we're working on getting everything back to an even keel. Pun intended, I guess. Because we just really need to make sure these guys have enough resources to be upgradable. And that costs money. So we'll build that.
Look sharp, the governor's here.
They need workers, of course, which we are getting to. But they can still work. It's just going to be a little less efficient. These guys can all upgrade. Can these guys over here? Sure can. Okay, now they can't promote because I don't have enough wood. But that has helped very slightly. We just need that wood. So why don't we go ahead and put in another lumberjack's hut somewhere. We already have those two there. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put one right here, which I will then hook up to, I think, right here. Yeah, that should be fine. And then the sawmill, where's the other sawmills? Far, far away. Yeah, that's fine. We can actually put this guy right here. Now our trade union is producing, oh, okay, this one doesn't go with the lumberjacks. That's all right. You can't have everything be perfect. That's fine. But we do have more wood coming, which is nice, because now that means we can come over here and we can build a ship. All right, so they're going to get off to that. Who else can we upgrade? We have so many. You want a pickup quest, huh?
From that dirty bottom.
Well, I don't know who you're calling dirty.
Punctual, please. I do have a pocket watch.
All right, so he wants us to go pick up some flotsam. Where is our flagship? Let's come back over to our ship tab. Oh, that's right. We're back over here. So let's come back to... Okay. We got to go off to some other part of the map. All right. So this guy will make his way over there. We'll be able to check in with him a little later because he's got to go all the way over here. We're not going to worry about that at this exact moment. All right, who else can I upgrade? All of you. Okay. very well, but we're going to start by upgrading these guys over here because they're the ones that are closest to everything that we need to be messing with. So let's come back over here, see who is available now. These are already upgraded, so probably who's closer? All right, we'll start with these. All right, and we're going to need to build some more farmers. Oh, they're already complaining they can't upgrade those because we don't have any wood. That's fine.
An explosion in one of your factories.
Excuse me? What happened? Wow, okay. So, I guess it was probably about time to talk about this. No, come on. Alright, so I accidentally redirected the flagship here, so we'll have to take care of that real quick.
Ship constructors.
Alright, so let's find out where this was again. Yeah. Yeah, we'll not do that again. I wanted to find out what was going on with these guys. Yeah, so we have a destroyed building, which we can then turn around and renovate. This same thing will happen after a fire. Let's go ahead and fix that. Costs us $100 and 2 lumber. And now they need farmers because, well, we didn't have any farmers over here. I could just put a farmhouse right here, actually. That's probably not the worst thing ever. So then range, soap factory, rendering works needs the steel that we haven't been able to make yet because we've been trying to chase down all of our other problems here. So let's come back over to our steel iron mine area. We have other buildings necessary. Of course, we already have the charcoal kiln. We already have the iron mine. We have to make a furnace. We'll build that outside the range of the forester, or mostly outside the range, I guess. We'll put that right there. Okay, we're going to have to put in police in a minute here, so we don't have a riot on our hands. But we'll have a furnace to produce steel, and then we have to have a steel works to produce the goods that we can actually use. So let's see, can I guess the game wants me to put this in this orientation, which is fine, I suppose. We'll stick that there. And of course, that's going to need a lot of workers to take care of that. So we're going to have our hands full with that. Make sure we put in a police station there. And we'll put another one over here if we can find a good spot. It needs to be kind of centrally located, but not super far off the beaten path. We're going to keep expanding this direction, so this is probably a decent spot for it. Of course, this can't be built yet because it requires, again, resources we don't currently have available, but we will very soon, hopefully. So we are starting to run out of time. All right. Time is in episode and also with our balance here. So let's check out. All right, so this is our stuff we were supposed to pick up. Oh, there's one right there I could have clicked on, but we'll go ahead and collect that piece. And then that piece. And then I think we just have to come back to the guy who's in our harbor currently. All right, so let's check our quest book. Yep. So come back here. So what's funny about this quest is the items this guy's waiting on. He wants a glass hammer and a toothless saw. So it's kind of insinuated that this character isn't exactly the smartest one that you'll come across playing the game. So I like the detail that they put into that kind of stuff. But we have a ship we can sell. Make ourselves a little bit of money so we can select this guy, the Barnacle. Come on over to our Sir Archibald Blake. Sell the ship over here, and then when it goes over here, we can sell it to him. So while that's happening, we'll just leave this alone. And we've got full storage. Does that mean we should upgrade this? I don't think we can presently. We're kind of waiting on some other stuff. But we need some money, so we need to upgrade some people's houses without getting rid of too many farmers. So let's carefully think about how we want to go about this. I think we can probably pretty safely do a few of these guys. Why can't I promote this one?
Like part of the family.
Oh, because they don't have enough. They're not close enough to a market, really? I guess they're not. All right, well, Should I just build another one? I guess. I don't have enough wood. Yeah, the eternal seesaw of resource balancing.
Wizard. Pray, have you news?
I do. I have your stuff for you. I have your toothless saws and your glass hammers, so we'll let him collect his stuff. You sure about that? Anyway, we got some money out of it and we got some reputation, so, you know, it's a win-win, and now we've bought ourselves a little bit of time to try and get our balance up here. So let's go ahead and build a few more houses over here that we can hopefully continue upgrading. Yeah, because now we're in a little bit of a pickle here.
We put our love into this.
Well, I hope you do, because we really, really need you to start making some more stuff here. All right, close our quest book here. We just really, really need some more money, and quick. Kind of the eternal struggle here. But that's part of the game, part of the fun. As long as this stops being completely negative before too long, we should be in good shape. These guys are already complaining about full output storage, but I don't really have the resources to upgrade. Well, I guess I could do this one, because it is important to keep industry flowing here. If we want to be able to upgrade this one, we have to have another market, so we won't worry about that quite yet. But the rest of these guys, we can slowly start upgrading as we have the capacity to sacrifice a farmer. There we go. I'll just go ahead and do all 4 of those. Now that we have a little bit more here. Yes, I probably should not have put the market right there, in all honesty, but that's the way it goes. Can I upgrade these guys? I sure can. All right, so now we really need more farmers. We have plenty of workers, which I guess is a good problem to have. So let's go ahead and put in a whole mess of farmers here. Let's see, can I... Okay, I want a space in between those. That's fine. We'll end up doing that anyway. Oh, let's fix that with the move tool. You don't have to build in grids. I just like it, as anyone who has ever watched any of my videos will tell you. I don't have a rat in my laundry. Check your own laundry basket before you start saying stuff like that. Alright, so now we have plenty of farmers and workers, and our income is back in the black, which is good to see. Well, I guess in this game's UI it's a slightly off-white, yellowish color. Anyway, it's an expression. So we'll go ahead and put in another marketplace. Let's check the newspaper first. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Okay. I was going to build a marketplace. We'll put that right here. That's fine. They'll give them access to other stuff, which means we can upgrade this guy. That's good. Alright, who's on fire? Oh, wow, right here in the middle of town. Good thing we have our firefighters.
Where are all me littlings?
It's not going to let me. There we go. They're already out. Cool. Yeah, these have a tendency to get out of control very quickly. We are going to want to do something about addressing the unhappiness, which I think for right now is probably best done by building more schnapps factories. So we'll get after that in a little bit as soon as they extinguish all these flames here. This is starting to get a little out of control, actually. So we might want to build another fire station somewhere before too long. Alright, looks like they have that under control.
I've no complaints.
should be good, except now these guys are complaining because they don't have any soap. So can we actually build this stuff yet? Yes. All right. Soap factory and rendering works. Now we can give them a little bit of stuff. Turn down to regular speed. Yeah, we need some more workers now. So can I upgrade any of these guys? It doesn't look like it. So we'll leave that alone for the time being. Come back over here. How's all this going?
It's a surprise inspection.
Okay, so we need some more workers over here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just do this right here. Put a couple more houses in. Eventually we're going to want to do a little bit more as well. But, nope, I don't want to put that there. Go ahead and move that out of the way of our charcoal kiln. Glad I caught myself on that. Okay. Let's see, we want to do another warehouse right here, probably, yeah. Can never hurt to have too much storage. All right. So that gives them a chance to catch up a little bit. There we go. But we want to raise our workers' happiness, right? So we need to have some, well, more happiness-generating items. And right now, one of the only luxuries we can really do is schnapps for the farmers and then beer for the workers. Beer, of course, requires hops, which is something we don't have. On this island, we can't grow it. We have to find somewhere else, or we have to import it. I do think that's outside the scope of this video, as far as starting another settlement somewhere else. So maybe in another video, if you guys want to see more Anno 1800, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know. I'd like to do more, but of course, want to make sure it's stuff you guys want to see. So if that's something that you want to see, do make sure you tell me about it. So we are missing...
I lack the requisite materials.
Yeah, you sure do lack the requisite materials. Rendering works needs workers, although they're pretty much full. We just need to have some more of these guys upgrade. And presently, none of them are because we don't have enough clothing. So, I guess we should probably have to put in another sheep farm, huh? Or another framework knitters, at least. Alright, where can I squeeze one of these in? It's not going to let me do here, is it? Alright. Well, that's fine. We'll just put that right there. That'll be alright. Now I have to wonder. Oh, you know what? I haven't tried yet. Let's get that out of there.
Nice day for it.
Oh, I can... yes, let's do that. Let's do that instead. Reorganize this stuff just a little bit. Alright, and I can put in another sheep farm. Let's see, 3x3 space, so that would have to go here. It would come out to there. Okay, this is fine here. We'll just do that and put the silo here. And then put in road there, so that hopefully should help a little bit. Because they're missing wool, so obviously we need more wool. And I don't think we can build anything ship-wise. Yeah, I kind of can't build that here anyway, so that's fine. We can just turn this into sheep land if we really felt like it. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Because we have the technology. Oh, are you serious? That is irritating. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's move this pasture here. And then we'll put one more here. And we'll give it a silo. Oh, man, I thought that would work. Alright, that's fine. We'll just do this. Another sheep farm. Let's just make a whole bunch of sheep farms, shall we? That's A-okay. We're going to need them. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And the good news is we have enough farmers to take care of it, so it's not like anything is really lost. Now we still have super negative income, but it is trending upward. This does kind of go in cycles, though, so you have to be careful. You can't let it get too negative, or it's not ever going to trend back up above that. But have we forgotten? We have a ship we can sell. Let's come back over here, sell the barnacle.
Ah, yes, the bright young sapling.
The bright young sapling. $2,500. Thank you. Enjoy your new ship. So that gives us a little bit of a help right there. And we can just keep building these because we have the materials for them. We have in town, how many sales do we have? Oh wow, we have 64. Okay. So let's just keep making some ships we can sell. That's a good money-making technique in the early mid-game, is to be making ships, especially if you have spare resources for them, because you will definitely be able to make some money doing that. All right, so now the silos are missing goods, which means we need more grain, which means we need to make more grain farms, which means we need to go over here into the bread production chain. So you can easily see how this game is very, very much about resource management as much as it is about strategy for actually planning stuff out. So come over here and put in a whole bunch of fields. 144 gets us that perfect square right there. I love to see that. Come back here with our road. So that's looking good. All right. Good stuff here. What other things can't upgrade this quite yet? I don't think we have a third level we can upgrade this to until we have artisans, which, again, not something that's going to happen in this video. That's fine. So all that to say, to raise our workers' happiness, we still need beer. We still don't have beer, but we can build schools. So we're not going to be able to complete this episode. Any future ones? Yes, that could be a good goal for that. So we're going to close the quest book and ignore that for now, and then spend a little bit of time checking out what we've done so far and see if there's anything else relatively quick like that we can do before calling it a day on this one. So right now I'm seeing we have full output storage at a lot of different things. We could definitely use some more warehouses. So let's see, do we have money to buy? We have money to build, yes. So let's see, where right here would probably be, oh, we could put more houses there. I just have to find a good spot for another warehouse. That seems to work okay. I don't know if there's going to be something I can fit right here, but we're going to try at some point to fill that up. Is our balance going to go down or up at all? Well, I mean, it's trending positive, so that's a good sign. All right, a ship has been constructed. We'll wait till all three are done, and then we'll go sell them in bulk. Well, you still have to sell them individually, but that'll be a productive trip over there for sure. See, missing grain, of course, because we don't have enough grain. Grain is part of the beer production chain. You have to have grain, which then gets turned into malt, and then you have to have hops. But like I said, we have to find an island to settle on that will produce hops, or we have to purchase it from somebody else. So actually, we come over here to Honest Town. Yeah, sure, with this character.
Ship constructed.
I don't have trade rights with her, and I'm pretty sure she'd charge me for it, so we're not going to worry about that. But if we go over to... Okay, now that's somebody else. Old Willie.
Oh, don't start on me like that.
Chill out, man. I just came over here. Okay.
My calligraphy smudges with tears of doubt.
Ah, she has hops. Can I buy from you? Or do I have to... Oh, I probably have to send a ship over here to pick it up, don't I? Well, considering we do have a schooner I can send over there. So let's send one on over here and see if I can buy from you. The other two ships that are presently not doing anything. We're going to send on over to Sir Archibald and see if he wants to buy those. Anyway, so now we're right here. I've not actually done this before. Okay, good. Trade menu. Let's see. Can I put in no space for any more on the schooners? We have, what's that, 81 tons? Or is that 20? Yeah, it's 81 tons. So we'll go ahead and buy that. And we had just enough money to buy it, which is good.
Not have shook upon it?
I thought that's what we did.
Insist however we may.
All right. So now let's come back over here. Oh. Map clicking and dragging has betrayed me. Sail our ship back into port here. And then we should be able to offload our hops into the trading post. And then if we can do this fast enough, this might actually be a good way to close out today's episode. So I don't have enough room right there. But I can put one right there for a malt house, and then we're going to put a brewery in right next door right here. Yeah. That'll work just fine right there. And what does this need to be built? Ah, $1,600 that I don't have. All right, this is all good news. Cool.
You honor this immortal.
Why, thank you for honoring yourself. I guess we got the happiness up by having soap? Okay. Well, that's fine.
Sharp, the governor's here.
All right.
Ready for assignment.
Now we offload our schooner into the, into the goods section, I guess. Which means now our brewery, whenever that is built, whenever we have the money for it, can end up producing beer. So we're actually not going to sell this ship. We're going to keep using it to ferry items back and forth and buy stuff. In the meantime, it looks like our other two ships have arrived here. We'll go ahead and sell them.
My humble duty to you.
Yeah, he's good for a reliable $2,500 every time you sell him a schooner.
Jolly surprise.
So there's another $5,000. Looking good there. Everything is full of output storage, so that's a good problem to have. And we can build our brewery now, which means now we can produce beer. They're going to complain about not having stuff, but guess what? Your stuff should be arriving momentarily.
We've run out of cabins.
You're not going to be out for too long. Look, you got somebody coming right now to bring it to you. And you're making beer. Now we do have a slight deficit again. That is now a huge deficit. Okay, hold on. All right, let's take a moment to try and see if we can upgrade anybody to try and get some more money. Okay, all right. Okay, that'll help a little bit. Let's balance this out just a little bit more. There we go. So that should send our balance just a little bit higher. But we are making beer, which is good for the happiness of the workers. Now we're negative 12 farmers, so probably should go ahead and build some more farmer residences right here. Oh, that's the wrong spot again. My mouse moved on me. All right, a couple more houses. Put in the road here. Once these get occupied, then our farmer workforce will be back where it's supposed to be. So, I think that is a pretty good spot to stop. We've gotten a lot done in, well, a little more than an hour and a half. But yeah, this is a very, very fun game. Very, very easy to sink a ton of time into, because there's always something else that needs to be done. Always something else you can look into possibly exploring for yourself if you choose to play it. I think we've gotten a lot done, and I know I definitely want to keep playing these. So there's going to be more videos at some point, but if you want to see them back in the regular rotation of videos every week, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and if you want to see this take the place of, I believe, Kingdoms Reborn is going to be the next series we finish up whenever the next video for that goes out. But yeah, let me know. Did you enjoy this video? Do you like the game? Have you played Anno 1800 before? Is this something you want to see more of? I sure had a great time making this video and playing the game for the first time over the past couple of days. and I hope you'll give it a shot. As a reminder, it is free to play through March 23rd on console and PC. Just follow the link in the top of the description for more information on that. And again, huge thanks to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video and giving me a chance to check out Anno 1800. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you have any other comments, feel free to drop them below. I read every single one, and I can't always respond, but I do appreciate you taking the time to engage. And I hope whatever you're doing with the rest of your day, you have a fantastic and safe time. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.